In the course of your work, sometimes you meet someone who just happens to be a good egg. Well, Cal Wilson is one of those people. She is a comedian around the place, and you'll hear her tale and the story of her new show at the Brisbane Comedy Festival very soon. Speaking of good eggs, Tanya Hall's one of those. Good morning, Tanya.
Hi, Kat. How are you going?
I'm well. You look fresh-faced and happy this morning.
I have been up bright and early, all ready to the markets.
Where have you been?
I went out to the Rockley markets and met up with a friend there, so we had coffee, cakes, cookies. Had a bit of a party, really.
You're an early riser.
I was, yeah.
Are you always, or it's a market thing?
It's just a market thing. Saturdays especially. Try and beat the crowds.
Yes. I went to the Eat Street markets
did you love them?
Well, that would be advertising. But I did find that they're very busy.
They are, yes.
I have a tiny child. Well,
quickly.
She's huge. She's a unit, 15 months, but she's young, and she wanted everything to eat, and it would have taken about a year.
I completely empathise with her. That's how I feel.
She can't speak, but she's really clear in what she wants. Now, this weekend we've got some fantastic markets on. Would you mind at all taking us through Saturday's
Not
markets?
a problem. So one really exciting market that is on today is the St Pascal's markets in Wavell Heights, and I say exciting because these are the first St Pascal's markets for 2014 after they had a really successful 2013. And at these markets you can find over 50 stalls selling books, plants, baby clothes, craft supplies, honey. There is also an on-site coffee shop and barbecue. So moving east side today, there is the Wynnum Central Art Craft Vintage Retro Markets on, which, as you can tell by the name, have a little bit of everything. So these markets started in October last year and are only on once a month. Unlike most other markets, which are only on in the morning or the afternoon, the Wynnum Central markets last all day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m, and features handmade items such as candles and teacups, quilts and clothes, as well as pre-loved vintage and retro wares. There are also a few artists here today with their watercolour paintings up for sale.
Local artists?
Local artists, yeah.
I do love a local artist. Have you got any... Are you an art person, Tanya?
I appreciate other people's art rather than my own efforts.
Not a painter?
No, not really, unfortunately.
All right, so those are the markets for today.
There are a couple more on today.
Tell me.
Yep, up north, the Burpengary community markets are on from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Burpengary State School. Now, these markets have a mix of traditional market stalls and car boot sales too, where you can pick up some great bargains. Here you can find clothes, fruit and veg, dog treats, and there's a barbecue and train rides for the kids for a bit of fun. And lastly today, for anyone up for a bit of a drive this morning, even further north are the famous Yamundi markets from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m.
What's
today.
your favourite thing at the Yamundi markets?
Oh, there is so much. Actually, as a bit of a differentiation at the Yamundi markets, there's palm reading and massages for a bit of a change.
How nice.
Just to get you through
beautiful
all the food.
Up there. Have a bit of a wander around.
Up there, yeah.
Go up and have a... If you're into that sort of thing, go and have a beer.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. What's happening on Sunday?
On Sunday, so every week I mention the Jan Powers markets, but they hop around from suburb to suburb. And this week they are in Mitchelton on Sunday near the Mitchelton train station. So for Northsiders, this is a great place to go for fresh fruit and veg and foodie treats like dumplings, German sausages, cakes and pastries. And they're only on in Mitchelton one Sunday a month, so this is a good chance to stock up on some gourmet delights.
Might be one of the easier ones to park at, too.
Yes, definitely. Lots of street parking around there.
All right, Barron Community Markets.
Yep, for people living centrally, these community markets are on from 6 a.m. until noon tomorrow. Barden, yep, and Baroona Road in Paddington, Barden area. These markets really specialise in craft stores with an array of handmade jewellery, baby clothes and artworks on offer. There's also a well-stocked farmers markets here too, which includes Stanthorpe apples and Darlington potatoes, so that supports our regional farmers.
For fun, because that's my local, ask the potato man about potatoes. Whether or not you buy potatoes or not is completely immaterial. But
is he a potato pro?
He is about the potato. If there was a person who is all about something, the man is about potatoes. So even just for grab yourself a coffee, don't bother buying anything, just have a seat.
Do we call him Mr. Potato?
Probably not to his face.
Okay.
All right, what else is happening?
Also on the east side are the Chandler markets from 5:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. on the corner of Old Cleveland Road and Tilly Road in Capalaba. So these markets have a bit of everything again, with fresh meat, fish, fruit and veg, hot food and arts and crafts. And it's a good idea to wear walking shoes to this one, as there are over 400 stalls to get through.
Whew. That's
Quite
a lot.
bit.
That is a lot.
And for people on the other side of town, the Ipswich Showplace markets are on just west of Brisbane on Sunday from 6 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. These are held at the Ipswich Showgrounds and feature fresh local produce, handcrafted items, as well as new and second-hand tools and toys.
And finally
today, the Handmade Expo Market in Morayfield is on this Sunday and is another market that's just on one Sunday a month, so there's a bit of a wait if you miss out tomorrow. These are on at the Morayfield Leisure Centre from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. and are an artisans market full of handcrafted knickknacks such as felt button necklaces, knitted craft, and also home-baked cake delights.
what is the difference between an artisan and an artiste?
A few letters. I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe one gets paid a little bit more for their wares. I don't know.
Yeah, one wears a fedora, the other one does not.
Different hats.
Yes. All right. Well, and do wear a hat today because it looks like it's going to be sunny across the day. Possible
lovely.
morning shower was the forecast for Brisbane, but I'm looking out the window and I don't want to call shenanigans on the Bureau of Meteorology, but I'm calling it. All right. Well, Tanya, thank you so much for popping in and seeing us. Will we see you again next week?
Yes, definitely.
Very exciting. And if you have an event or a market, a community event or a market that you would like the opportunity to tell